Here we are outside Dean Court. AFC Bournemouth 1, Manchester United 1. Bournemouth went down to 10 men, and we found out you get a red card now for falling over.
Yeah,
slipping.
And you get 9 minutes if you're Man United. Farce, absolute farce. Thought the lads done really well. Deserved to be leading at the break. We weren't brilliant, but good goal. Deserved it. And then I thought, we should have got the second. We didn't quite get it, but then we were comfortable. I didn't think, apart from just before half time when bit of a miscommunication with Zaba and Kepa makes a world-class save. Apart from that, they didn't really do anything. We were really, really comfy. And then the ref brought back into the game. Don't think it's a red card for me. He slips over. Listen, if we didn't bring in this VAR, it's never a red card in a million years. And we win the game. So, technology's helped the big teams. Real surprise. And I'm more concerned now we're losing for free. Hopefully we appeal it, but if we win the appeal, I'd be annoyed because I'd go, well, that means that the refs not give it, and then it's gone to other people, and they've given it, and then you've asked other people, and it's all ridiculous. You can't, whatever fan you are, you can't. Obviously, it was on telly today. You can't watch this game and say that the big club hasn't got the big decisions. Like literally from minute 1 to the end of the game, 9 minutes. Someone tell me how that's not. I've barely seen 9 minutes all season.
No.
How is there 9 minutes in this game? Not a clue.
No, and we've had a lot longer over VAR. We've had a lot longer wait, so we've never had that. Wasn't. I mean, you can't even really put it down to that at all, can you?
No, I have no idea where they got 9 from. I still wasn't bothered because I thought we looked comfy. So it's a real shame that they've nicked a goal there because they didn't deserve to. I just feel for the lads because that's going to really hurt them because they're going to think, massive win against 12 men.
Yeah.
Massive win, and I think that would have really kicked us on. I thought if we can see this out now, that's a real big statement. Go down to 10 and them getting all the calls. If you can see that out with another clean sheet, then that's going to really, in your head, that's going to psychologically really boost you. The fact we've conceded late, I think obviously it's a roller coaster. There's going to be a lot of twists and turns, but we're the underdogs now, I would say. I don't get it. I know I have a little bit of a jibe with people about officials because I give them a bit of grief, but I know no other job in the world that you could be that bad at, get paid for, and be in the job next week. I know no other job. If someone could tell me, then please let me know. People always say, oh yeah, but managers make mistakes. Yeah, they're sacked. Well, players make mistakes, they're dropped. Refs don't. And that was an absolute disgraceful performance of that referee. That was an absolute disgrace. Every 50-50 went their way. I mean, it took us forever to get them get booked. It was honestly, it was ridiculous. And the 9 minutes just like added to that even more. But I still felt we'd see it out. I didn't think they would cause any problems. I'm really frustrated because I didn't think they'd score. I really didn't think they looked like scoring.
The first half, we were well in control.
We had
some great opportunities.
Yeah, we probably should have. I think, with Iraola and the way he is, that he's an attacking coach, I think he'll more point to the fact that we didn't get the second. Because I think we should get the second. But I thought in all areas today we were pretty good. I thought everyone was pretty good. We just couldn't get that second goal. And then, you lose ever and it's going to be tough. And then you've I know it's horrible to watch, but you've got 10 men and you're 1-0 up. It would be silly not to try and hold on and just see it out. And we were very, very close, very close. But unfortunately, want to be. And it's a real shame because this could be a big weekend. I mean, the other two sides that we're competing with have obviously got last-minute winners. And we've conceded in the last minute, so it will look back and we'll go. Stoppage time this weekend has hurt us, but I mean, I really feel for the lads, to be honest, because I don't think that's on us. I don't think that's on the coach. I don't think that's on the players. I think that's on officials just going for the big club, which happens every single week. But nothing will be done, and we'll get punished for it. But United might get 16th now, so fair play to them. Big up to Man United. They still haven't beaten Iraola, and they might beat Bournemouth at some point. So fair play.
Some point. Cheers. Thanks, Tom. I'll see you in a bit, mate. Hey, Ben.
Oh God.
Not the result you wanted today.
No.
Let me rephrase that. That wasn't the manner of the result that you wanted today. Is that probably better to say? The way that it went.
I still didn't want that result anyway. We needed to win that with the games we've got coming up, and now it's all gone a bit. I don't know. It's all kind of flipped. It was in our control for most of the game, just like Europe was in our control, and it has been for most of the season. And now we've got to the stage where we've really got to rely on other teams' results for it to go our way. We've got to have Brentford drop points, we've got to have Brighton and Fulham drop points, and now we're going to have to win games that we aren't typically expected to win, especially on paper, and in terms of league positioning. We've got three teams coming up, 3 good teams, and we obviously probably not as, even at the moment, especially without Evan Nilsson, probably not as good as them. Maybe Villa could get someone off, but it's disappointing because I'm not going to go and say all the refs stitched us up and all of this stuff, because you do see that given nowadays when slips happen and then studs go up and whatever. It's just unfortunate in my eyes, but we can't do any more. We battled for a good 25 minutes.
I thought the players put a good shift in
with
today.
10 men. I can't discredit anyone else. I thought everyone huffed and puffed and worked really, really hard, and we got unlucky with Dango hitting the post off that free kick. It's
the players. There's a couple of points in the game, probably 3 points in the game, where the players were having a little bit of a heated discussion between each other. Do you like to see that? Is that something you want to see, or not?
Well, it's something that you can't really not expect in a football game. Emotions are always high, and sometimes the best way to get something across if someone isn't performing is by being a bit more heated about it. As if you're, a bit timid about it, then they might not take that positive criticism on board, constructive criticism, I should say.
Good to see that passion, though, isn't it? We're safe this season. Best season ever.
Exactly. So we can't complain again. We've hit 50 points for the first time ever. Just would have been nicer for it to have been 52, which I think has kind of been the story of the last few months. Like when we put out the social media post last week about hitting 49 points, that's cool, but it should have been done weeks ago. It's annoying. Just heartbreaking, really. But now, all be forgiven if we go and beat Arsenal, because then we're winning a game we didn't expect to win after this week not winning a game that we did expect to win. So we've got to wait and see what happens, but we've got 4 big games coming up, so got to hope for the best.
Fingers crossed. Thanks, Ben. Thanks for coming on. Yes, Andy, I'd love your synopsis first, because you're very concise with your words, but also I've got a little question for you afterwards.
Right, I'll try and be balanced, but I've got a question for Sam first. Did you save me a scone?
No, I didn't.
Right. Right, synopsis. For the interest of balance, I think we were very fortunate to play most of the game against 10 men last week.
Okay,
but
yeah.
After that, Crystal Palace showed a way to play with 10 men. All throughout that game, they had an outball, and in fact, they had 2 outballs at times, and they looked more threatening side with 10 in the second half. Today, we sat very deep, but we never had an outball. So we'll come on to the decision in a minute. But when you're playing with 10, sometimes you need that outball because you just sit deeper and deeper and deeper, and you just invite pressure on. Smith was repeatedly on an island in that second half. Sooner or later, there was going to one that was going to go in. We all thought the Fernandes one had gone in. Eventually, it scrapes in. That being said, and this is a question now for the league, the officials associations, whoever you want, if that is one of the media darling players, if that's a Haaland or a Salah or a Mikel Merino or somebody like that, or Chris Wood makes a tackle like that, is it even a foul, let alone a yellow card, let alone it being looked at? And the referee's got to ask himself that question, because if a player from one of those, another one of those players carries out a tackle like that where he clearly slipped, is he even reaching for his pocket? I think he's probably not. He's running it a slip, he's staying play on. So that should be the basis of the appeal today, I think, from the club as a result of that. Moving on. If I'm a Manchester United supporter, I know they've got this big game on Thursday. I'm embarrassed that that's the shape of my club. They are cheering like they've won the league after a 96th minute equaliser away at Bournemouth, where they've had every possible officiating handout throughout the whole game again. I would be embarrassed that the shell of a club, the shell of a team, Bruno Fernandes, we all boo him, he's the pantomime villain. Without him, that team is absolutely nothing. Bournemouth, we looked gassed. We looked tired. Adams was careful because he got a silly booking early on. We looked very, very weary by the end of the game. We're hanging on, and they are still celebrating like they've won the European Cup against a team that has been on vapours since February.
Very good point, very good point. Okay, I want to move to something very positive now, because I noticed you've got your sunglasses on because it's a sunny day, but also the future is looking bright for Bournemouth. So just very briefly, your thoughts about the recent announcements around the stadium.
I am very positive about the stadium, not least because I live within walking distance of this one, and a move to somewhere further away would have been a little bit more challenging for me. I was at the fans forum on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
There was a lot of interesting things said. I think the club are going about it in exactly the right way. I think the pragmatism of the business people involved in the club is really, really good, and I'm positive that we're going to get something that we can all be really, really proud of and fill and make it a hostile, intimidating place to come. So little teams, mid-table teams like Manchester United, when they turn up here, are intimidated to be here.
I love that from you.
All right.
That's brilliant. Thank you
very
mate.
much.
Thank you so much. He's fantastic. See ya. Hey buddy, how you doing?
Good, you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm sort of coming to terms with it a little bit more now. It's a point well earned, I suppose, but it does feel like 2 points dropped, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think after that we were quite good to begin with. Semenyo, what a finish, and Evan Nilsson, what a touch to play it back. But after Eva got red carded, even though it probably wasn't even a foul, we all just like sort of slowed down.
Yeah. Yeah, I messaged a mate of mine who's not even a Bournemouth fan, he's a Newcastle fan. Are you watching the game? He said, yeah. I said, did you think that was a red? He said, no. He said, no. It was the VAR didn't even look at the fact that he clearly slipped.
Yeah.
If I was playing on the weekend, or if you play a bit of football, don't you?
Yeah.
If you slip over and you catch a player, would you get sent off? Do you think?
No.
No, I don't think so either. Okay, give me a man of the match for today from the Bournemouth side.
Probably Semenyo. I think he's good all round. Great finish, and he kept ball quite well.
Yeah, I think he's coming back, isn't he? Great one. Brilliant. Thank you so much, buddy.
Josh?
Hey, Josh, how you doing?
I'm good. My
Good.
dad's still chatting, so...
Yeah, so I've got a lot of people to get through, so I'm going to keep it quite brief with you, if I may. Give me a few words about the game today. How are you feeling?
Referee played it into their hands.
Okay.
If you go back in time on a word that I said ages ago, that's the word I would use, but I'm not going to use that.
No, we're PG here. Thank you very much. Okay, fair enough. So not very happy with the referee's performance.
A question for a lot of everyone is, why can't we bring Krupi back for the last 4 games?
I think it has to be within a transfer window, so he's not allowed. But I reckon he might be here
But didn't
before.
we do that with Travers? Travers didn't come back during the January transfer window. Travers came back in November or something.
I think it's complicated, but I think there are certain periods of time where you can call a player back and certain periods of time where you can't, because you have to register squads. Anyway, let's not get into it too much, but I would love to have him because he is doing a cracking job over in France, isn't he?
Yeah. The Evan Nielsen foul?
Yep.
No way near a red card. He just slipped before he gets the man. The Casemiro one is on the same level as the Tyler Adams one. A theory that I have is they went back and thought, the Tyler Adams one should have been a red card, and that's why they gave a little weaving room for the Evan Nielsen one to be a red card.
Okay, interesting. Brilliant. Well, give me your man of the match before we move on.
Don't really have one, but if I have to choose, it's got to be Dango. I think Dango was great.
Brilliant, thank you.
Hello, chaps.
Hello, buddy. How you doing?
Dapper. Yes, I'm very well. I'm all right.
Yeah,
I'm not going to talk about the
right.
ref. I'm not going to talk about the ref. I can't be bothered. Refs are refs, and we're
what they
little
do.
Bournemouth against bigger team.
Yep.
50-50s. We ain't going to get it, but I hope it gets overturned. That's enough of that. Let's talk about our performance. I thought that was a much more mature performance. I've been moaning a lot lately about phases of play and game management and things like that. And I think we did really well. Some would say it's because the opposition was a bit poop. Which they are, really.
Yeah, they are.
Sorry,
really,
Man United fans,
really
you're not very good and you're not all that, but hey ho. But yeah, all over the pitch, I thought we were much better. Patterns of play were good, shape was good, defensive solidity was better.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with the way we played. We deserved to win that game. I think we really did. Kepa made a great save in the first half.
Yeah, he had a good game, didn't he?
And there's a lot of players that are coming back to their
I agree with you there.
top potential.
Yeah.
So as much as we've lost points in this situation, I think we're maturing again. I always talk about lessons and taking things from different games and getting better and learning in these key phases of play, and we are. So man of the match for me, I'm going to give it to Zab.
Nice.
Today, I think he had a really solid performance. There were a few questions about his performances when he came back from injury.
Yeah.
And I think he had a really good game. But we still only need 6 points in my book. We have to beat Villa, have to beat Leicester.
I'm going to correct that. It wasn't an injury, it was a red card.
Fine.
Take care.
Yeah, that's all good. Yeah. Hi, Ethan. Ethan, my residential referee expert. What are you going to make of that, mate?
Not a red.
Not a red.
No. He slips and how is he just gonna move his leg? I don't know.
Okay, let's say that goes the other way, right? And Fernandez slips and catches Cook. What are you saying then? Are you still saying not a red? Be honest with me. How do you look at it?
Not a red.
No?
Well. It's just a simple yellow, move on. But
yeah, I was surprised, to be fair. I did think, okay, yellow maybe, but it didn't feel like serious foul play, which is what it was called, wasn't it? Serious foul play in my mind is intentional.
Yeah, like going with good speed with force. He wasn't even going in with force. He just slips. What can he do?
It was quite slow, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's like quite slow. He's not like trying to injure anyone. He's just trying to get the ball, which is a normal thing for a player to do. But
and I saw a point earlier in the game where actually Ever got kicked in the side, and he was showing everyone the studs on the side of his ribs, and that seemed to go pretty much unnoticed, didn't it?
Yeah, it's like at least a booking, surely. Like he's just got a hit there. How's that any different? But game's gone. It shows you how much the game's gone now.
There's a few positives out there though. Tell me now, who's your man of the match? Who played well for Bournemouth today?
I felt like no one's going to say it, but Dango Ouattara.
Okay,
honestly. Yeah, he ran his absolute heart out as he always does.
There's questions about him starting quite often, but actually, you can understand if you can put if you can get a goal up, and you've still got him on the pitch. That's quite effective, isn't it?
Yeah, because he's quite important, I think. To be honest, he's very fast, and sometimes on the ball it's one of them. But he's probably going to play up front now, so we can probably see some goals like he did against Forest, hopefully. So
absolutely, brilliant.
Yeah, back up front, we should be fine.
Should be fine. I like that.
Need to relax.
Thanks, buddy. Good to see you.
Cheers.
Yeah, hey, yeah. And now, are you sure? Have you got time for us? Because I hear you're now. I saw you on the overlap. You did a fantastic job.
Thank
Livy.
you.
Really fantastic.
I mean, I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I can fit you guys in always.
Oh, okay.
Always.
They looked after you well there?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
okay,
they did. It was a really fun experience, actually. All the other fans were lovely.
Yeah.
I did have a little bit of banter with the Man U fan, actually, who said he wasn't even going to bother coming down to watch because he's not interested in the league anymore.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, right. And I thought, it was fun that they were so happy at the end there, wasn't it? As if they'd won the league.
Yeah.
Not drawn with Bournemouth against 10 men.
Yeah, we've had that reflection just previously from someone else, and it's a very odd scenario to be in, isn't it? When you look at it.
Yeah, I thought that all our lads played well today, though. I really did. I thought we put up a great performance, and we were unfortunately up against a ref who was going to play until they scored, wasn't he?
Yeah. Paul, a little bit of a chat about the goalkeepers, if we can. Quite contrasting games, I felt. I felt that Kepa looked really assured today.
Yeah, he was involved. That save he made when Zabani and him, bit of miscommunication, and Kepa's save then, I mean, that was just brilliant, and thank God. And there was maybe one or two in the second half where he's diving around all over the place, and he's kept us in that. He's been brilliant, and but like you say, at the other end, the contrast, we all get on Onana, don't we? We all give him a bit of stick because we know he's a weakness.
I think we almost could have pressured him a bit more, actually. Pressed him a bit more, because seeing as we know how fragile he is.
Yeah, there was a moment when Dango was absolutely herring around, and he's lost the ball over there, and then he's come back, he's run into Onana and stuff, and you're just like, go on, Dango, you're going to get that, you're going to get that. So, we just needed to keep that pressure up, and with 10 men for that amount of time, they did incredibly well. They really put the efforts in, and it's just unfortunate.
It was unlucky, wasn't it, in the end?
Yeah.
Unlucky.
Who's your pick to go up front now? Is it going to be Dango? Is it going to be Jefferson? We lose Ever for 3 games, more than likely.
We do. Yeah,
I mean, I remember back to when we lost Ever before, and actually Dango and Cliver were on fire, scoring multiple goals, weren't they?
Yeah.
So I think it's between them, really, for me.
I think so. Yeah, let's get Dango back up there and see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lose it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, bud, you all right?
A bit disappointing, but yeah, I'm all right.
Disappointed in the result, disappointed in the performance, disappointed in referee. What do you think is the thing that's really getting to you today?
Probably mostly the referee.
Yeah.
I think if we had 11 men on the pitch, we probably would have won that game. And I don't know where he's got 9 minutes from. So I think it's probably the referee to blame.
Okay, we've got to try and turn it around. We've got to try and be positive at the end of our little chat here. So talk to me about somebody who's impressed you today from Bournemouth.
I think Tyler Adams, every week, he's just
shout.
really good in the middle
and
just puts in loads of challenges.
Yeah.
So, I think he did really well today.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, he kept us. He did some great work in our sort of 6-yard box as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think he always puts in a shift every week. He's one of the smallest on the pitch, and he puts in the hardest tackles.
Effort, yeah,
and
absolutely.
the biggest effort. Yeah, he's great.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Yes.
JJ?
JJ,
I'll just shout it down the mic. Sorry, everyone. If you've got that in your ears. How you doing, buddy? You've had a little bit of time there, haven't you, to kind of simmer and bring it down a little bit. So, I mean, I know it's not feeling great, and it does feel like, I don't know how to address it. It feels like 2 points dropped.
100%,
But it's against Man United, which, you know, it's a weird thing to kind of say, isn't it?
I know. A lot of people say it's against Man United, but like you look at the position in the table.
Yeah, that's true.
And don't get me wrong, their history is great and all, but like we have to focus on current form and where the Premier League is currently at.
Yeah,
and they're not a great team, and we saw that today in abundance.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's deflating. Definitely 2 points shot. We should have taken our chances first half, to be honest. We just didn't really have that cutting edge. I think after Semenyo's goal, we had a few chances here and there, but we knew, and fans were even saying it in the East Stand, you know, the longer the game stays 1-0.
It's always a risk, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, that's the...
Do you think we took it easy a little bit after that Semenyo goal? I mean, I'm not saying that we weren't playing well, because I thought we were playing well, but it just felt like we had another gear to go up to.
Definitely, I completely agree. I think after we scored, we sort of were on the back foot a bit, and our midfield, I think they started overpowering the midfield. And then Bruno Fernandes started complaining a lot, and then the referee started buying his complaints and stuff like that. So things got a little bit out of hand. But yeah, we definitely had another gear to go. Like I said, we should have won that game in the first half, really and truly. We had more than enough chances to win, so it's just a bit deflating, to be honest. And especially 9 minutes at a time. I don't know if anyone's mentioned that, but I'm not sure where that's come from.
No one can work out where 9 minutes comes from.
And it's just, for them to score in the 96th minute, it's just a bit of blow. As you said, it feels like 2 points drop, but you know, as you said in the beginning, it is Man United, so maybe we should be. You know,
maybe we go to Arsenal and win now.
Well, yeah, but I don't see why.
In the 96th minute.
Exactly, in the 96th minute. Honestly,
Justice.
I don't see why not. So
yeah,
and then obviously we've got welcome Aston Villa here. So yeah, onwards and upwards, and yeah, it's nice to see the sun out. So hopefully the team and fans can have a lovely rest of the Sunday afternoon and ready for work back tomorrow.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, JJ.
Up the chase.
Good to see you, buddy. All the best. So now, Ollie, I'm not going to try and derail you, but what I am going to do is I want us to spend a little bit of time talking about the game, but then I want us, because you're my last person, I do want to end on a positive note, and I do want to talk a little bit about what Mr. Foley, who is in town at the moment, is doing for this football club. So let's talk a little bit about the game, but let's not go too low.
Firstly, I'd like to say congratulations to Manchester United fans. I mean, long trip down from Folkestone. I mean, it's a tough one, isn't it? I mean, you look at the bigger picture. We've just drawn against Man United and we're sad, they're happy. Yeah. At the end of the day, that's a win for me. Equally, you look at the European push. We've lost a point in how that's going. So I think it's Brighton and who else was it that won yesterday? Fulham that won yesterday. So we're now a point behind them. So it's no longer in our hands. That's the main negative for me. I wouldn't have cared if we drew today, if they drew yesterday.
Yeah, I understand.
Having said that, I mean, we've let Højlund score. I mean, at that point, I mean, that's embarrassing as a club.
We were under an awful lot of pressure, weren't we? Up to that point. I mean, they had a lot of shots. We had a lot of bodies on the line, just trying to get that ball out of the box, and that felt very, very tense. It did feel for a minute that we were going to hold on. We were going to be able to see it out. That goal sort of came from nowhere in a weird kind of way. I mean, we were under pressure, but we'd been under pressure for a while, and nothing had come of it.
Get what you mean? It was way too comfortable for them. Yeah. I mean, it was like not comfortable for them. I mean, uncomfortable for us.
Yeah.
Because we'd got the goal, but we were sort of playing on the back foot, if you get what I mean.
Yes.
And then I get what you mean, where it came out of nowhere, but also it had been coming for a long, long time. I mean, you look at the stats. I think they had like 2.6 XG compared to our like 0.7.
Oh wow, really? Okay.
They absolutely dominated on stats wise.
Yeah.
You watch the game, of course, it wasn't quite like that, but I mean, they had the majority of the ball. They had the majority of everything. But then also we looked dangerous on the break. But I said this before the game. I think it's going to be a draw, and we're going to miss our chances, and that's why we're going to draw. And at the end of the day, that is why we drew.
Yeah.
You know, the Evan Nilsson red card as well. I mean, look, I know it's a controversial one. A lot of people say that it's not a red card. I feel that in the modern game it probably is.
Okay.
Yes, he slips. Yes, there is no intent behind it. Okay, there is nothing malicious behind it. But you look at where his leg is.
Yeah.
It's a red card.
Okay, so we've got a slip that's undone us today, but trying to move into positive land now. Someone who doesn't slip is Mr. Bill Foley. Now he actually was in the QP before the game today, and he caught up with Tom. Tom had a little chat with him, and he was talking about the stadium and how things might be progressing. He also made it clear that it's not going to be all hospitality. He said that's kind of message has got a bit mixed and it's not going to be like that at all. It's fans first and then hospitality second. But how are you feeling? Is he the best owner in the Premier League, do you think?
I'd say so. I mean, he's certainly proved it, hasn't he? I mean, that's why I was just disappointed with today. I thought today could have capped off a great win for a great week for the club. I mean, you look at what he's done. He's come in, he's built a new training ground, state of the art, one of the best in the country. He's bought the stadium. Yeah. We're now going to be renovating it, going up to, what is it, 20?
20,000, yeah.
20,000 people in this 11,000.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sensational what he's doing with the club. You know, I've heard some rumblings. There's nothing confirmed at the moment, but I've heard some rumblings. Andoni might be staying for one more year.
Well, there we go. Hey.
And I mean, what more can you really ask?
What more can you really ask? Brilliant.
He's got rid of Gary O'Neill, and he's brought in Andoni Iraola. Rock and roll football. You know, I know today was disappointing. Look at the bigger picture.
Yeah. Where are we going? Where are we going, Ollie?
Yeah. If we don't get it this season, we'll be going somewhere next season.
Yeah, I like that. That's a brilliant. We'll stop it there. Thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you. All the best. If you like this content, which I'm sure you do, then please make sure you give this a like, subscribe. There's a vlog coming, which is going to be a little bit special because Sam's been somewhere a bit special, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. And there's also a second look coming.
Sorry.
Oh, look at that. It took the limelight away. There's also a second look coming, which you definitely want to check out because you're going to get a real breakdown of this game. We're going to look at that red card and we're going to decide, is it red or is it not? Up the chase.